welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new. Today I'm really excited. I'm doing the 2023 book freakout tag. I just found these questions on the internet. I was looking on my Goodreads to go ahead and write them down so I could pull the books from my bookshelf and just go ahead and show them to you. And I have read 28 books so far this year, which is not my best. It's July now, so my goal for the year was like 100 books, and I think last year my goal was 52. So honestly, the first half of the year was not the best reading. I was like in like a huge reading slump, but the second half has been going pretty well so far. So hopefully it continues. There are a few releases coming out that I'm really excited about. But yeah, let's just go ahead and go into the questions. I just found these on Google. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So number one is the best book so far. The best book so far, that's definitely going to be Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This book was so good. I loved this book. I could not put it down. I got my husband to read this book, I got my mom to read this book, and we're all super excited for the sequel coming out, the next book. So definitely this has been my best book so far. Next question is new releases you haven't read but want to. So I have a few. I couldn't just pick one because there are a few books that have come out this year that I haven't read yet, but I really want to. So the first one is The Whispers by Ashley Aldrain. I read The Push by her and loved it, so I'm really excited to read this one. The next one is actually a book that I just picked up yesterday. It's called Starbringer by Tracy Wolff and Nina Croft. This is what I'm currently reading, so I'm really excited about it. I didn't know anything about it, and then I read the inside, and it literally says Firefly meets The Breakfast Club in this snarky new adult romance. So I was sold. So I'm currently reading this, and I'm really excited about it. Also, Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. This would actually be my first book by her. I have Babel on my shelf, but that book intimidates me so much, so I figure I would start with this one and just kind of see, although I know this is different than a lot of her other books, but I am still excited about that. And then the last one is from an author that I really like and have read all of her other books. It's Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I'm really excited about this. So yeah, those are all the books that just came out that I am really excited to read. And then my most anticipated release for the second half of the year, that's got to be Iron Flame, which is again the next book after Fourth Wing. I've already got it on pre-order. I'm so excited. The way this book ended, I have to know. Like, I have to know what happens. So that is definitely my most anticipated release for the second half of the year, for sure. My biggest surprise, I actually don't have this book because my mom's borrowing it, but the biggest surprise of the year for me was The Wishing Game, which I don't remember who wrote that, so give me 1 second, I'll let you know. It's by Meg Schaefer. So The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. That was a really good book, and I wasn't really expecting it, so, and it wasn't on my radar at all. That's why, one of the reasons why I love my Book of the Month subscription, because I would have never picked that up or thought to even read that book, and I did, and it was really good. I really liked it. Biggest disappointment, this was one of the first books I read this year, and I was so excited about it because I love her other books, but it was The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. I did not like this book at all. It was not good. I love the cover so much. The cover had me so excited about this book, and honestly the premise too, just being based in Italy and, you know, two friends, and I like her writing, but this was not it. I did not like this book at all. So that was really disappointing. But I will be picking up the rest of her books because, you know, one out of however many books is not bad. My favorite new author. So he's not a new author to most people, but he was a new author to me this year. It's Blake Crouch. I read Dark Matter. And I have to read his other books now. I think about this book seriously every day. Like, this book was insane. So if you have not read this book, you need to go read it. My mom and my husband actually just read Upgrade, which I have on my Kindle to read, which is another book by Blake Crouch, and they loved it. My mom actually loved it more than this book, and she loved this book, so I'm really excited to read that. But yeah, and my favorite new author is Blake Crouch. I will definitely be picking up his other books and anything else he writes. And then a new to me author, again, not, wait, yeah. Oh, I did this wrong. So Blake Crouch is not a new author. I need to find a new author. I'm gonna go with Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler. She is a new author. Adelaide was her debut book. I loved this book so much. This was beautifully written. I know people either love this book or hate this book, but I loved this book. I thought it was so beautiful. It was so raw and emotional, and if she ever writes another book, I will probably be picking it up just because of her writing. So favorite new author, I will change to Genevieve Wheeler, and then favorite new to me author, sorry, is gonna be Blake Crouch, and also Grady Hendrix. I have not read a Grady Hendrix book until recently, and I loved this book. I'm really excited to pick up more of his books. I like his writing style. I think he's hilarious. A little problematic, but this is the only book I've read by him, so I'm hoping maybe moving forward he will be less problematic. But yes, I really liked this book. Okay. Favorite debut, I actually left that over there, so one second. Again, this is a new debut to me. This didn't come out this year necessarily, but well, it didn't come out this year, but it is new to me this year, and that's The Push by Ashley Audrain. I loved this book. I was really scared to read this book for the longest time because so many people loved it, and I was like, this sounds not like something I would like, because it does, you know, involve children and things like that. But wow, her writing is phenomenal. Yeah, if you haven't read this, I highly recommend you go read it. This book is crazy. So this is definitely my favorite debut other than Adelaide that I've read this year. And then I think the last, oh, I also forgot to include this in my new releases I haven't read yet but want to. It is the prequel to Priory of the Orange Tree. It's called A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I read The Priory of the Orange Tree last year and loved that book. I loved that book so much. So when I found out that the prequel was coming out in February, I had to go get it the day it came out, and I did, but it has been sitting on my shelves because, again, it is a massive fantasy book, and it is pretty heavy fantasy. So I know a lot of people have tried to read Priory and just have not been able to get into it, but I highly recommend you push through it. It is so good. I've heard nothing but great things about this book as well, so I'm really excited to read this. This will be read this year. And look at that cover. It's stunning. It's so pretty. So yeah, I'm really excited to read that. And then last question is best sequel that you've read so far. And I haven't really read many series this year. Although I have been in like a mood to read series, so I will be reading some series. But so far, and I know this isn't technically a series, but it uses characters from the first book. So that would be Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I read Part of Your World and then this like back to back, and I loved these books. I liked Part of Your World a little bit better, but this was really, really cute. And I'm not normally a romance lover. I think that they're cheesy. Like, I don't like you know, Hallmark romances. I think they're too cheesy, but I loved her writing. She's hilarious, and I didn't find these super cheesy. So this would definitely be my favorite sequel so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like any of these books or you have any of these books on your TBR, let me know down below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, if you like book content like this. I read all sorts of books. I'm not just a one genre girly. I read everything. So let me know what your favorite books have been so far this year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.